Yeah, I suppose you could sum it up like that. Russell, yeah, again, the effort was tremendous, you know, the guys defended really well, we just couldn't quite find our rhythm with the attack at times, but, yeah, we made some good ground there at times, we made, some line breaks, we just couldn't quite finish them off and didn't quite have the polish, especially probably with our kicking, close to the line, so, as you said, the effort was tremendous. That's it. So.
Is it important to get over the line at least once late, or was it just the game was still sort of alive and then you got over the line? Was it important?
Yeah, more important, we got over twice. I don't know, it was important to get over the line, like, at the end of the day, it was that sort of, it was pretty greasy conditions, and I suppose the attack was a little bit limited as well, so, yeah, it was nice to get over the line, I must say, yeah.
You would have obviously prepared for the game not to flow as it normally does without the three guys, but did it go as you had hoped, or was it just not quite there?
Oh, no, again, we thought we probably would have attacked a little bit better. I think we were a little bit better in the second half. First half, we were a little bit all over the shop there, yeah, like I say, we sort of expected, to be a little bit of confusion at times, a little bit not quite sure of the calls and where we were going. But like I say, I thought we were a lot better in the second half than we were the first half. But it was something that we sort of expected, but we thought we could have been probably a little bit better, especially our first half.
Defended well in the first half, and obviously scrambled well in the first half. That 7 minutes or so after half time was critical.
Yeah, it was, Glenn. It was, we defended great in that first half, and in the second half, we come up with a couple of defensive errors there. I think the referees come up with an error there too that didn't help our cause. But at the end of the day, that happens, and it was a pretty proved a very crucial part of the game for us, unfortunately. So but like I say, that's in the past now, and to the players' credit, they got back on the track, straight after that, and made a real game.
What do you take from it, given obviously the context of the game and what was in the season? Do you reflect on it for a long time, or what does it sort of mean pushing forward?
Oh, it's just like another game. We'll do a review on Monday, and then we'll kick on to our next game. So just because we had a few players missing today doesn't really change our processes and what we do. And we'll have a look at some areas that we need to improve in. We'll have a look at some of the things that we did really well, and take some things into the next game. But obviously it was a chance tonight for our losers to step up and lead a bit more. It was a chance for a few players to play a first grade game, and I thought we certainly got some good stuff out of our losers out there.
Were you surprised with the short goal line dropout at the end of the first half?
Actually, I called it. Actually, I don't know whether I was real happy with Benji doing it, but if I was his coach. But we sort of expected that. He pulled one out about the same time I think last week against Canberra. So Benji does a lot of unexpected things. So I wouldn't say we expected it, but it didn't surprise us.
You're a pretty proud group. How do the players sort of reflect on the game?
Yeah, I think they hit it on the head. The effort was there, but the execution wasn't. And, we tried real hard, but it's unfortunate that 5 minutes after half time, we're a couple of defensive lapses, and we find ourselves two tries behind. And look, we had plenty of opportunities there at the end, but we just couldn't come up with the right play. But as Bellamy said, you have to be proud of the effort. Obviously, the polish just wasn't there at the end.
Craig, you're an advocate for standalone origin. There's sort of those sorts of games, although there was tough conditions and high completion rates, it wasn't the greatest spectacle, a bit of a grind, is it? Sort of add weight to the argument to have.
Oh, again, I think everyone knows what my opinion is, and I've been saying it for 5 or 6 years. So I think they should be standalone, but at the end of the day, I'll not run the game. So we'll do what we're told to do, what we've got to do. So as I said, we knew this game was coming up, and we prepared really well for it. It was a short turnaround for us after travelling to New Zealand last week. But the guys had a really good attitude during the week. A couple of short sessions we had, and I was really confident of us performing well. And I think basically we did. Like I said, some of the execution probably wasn't where we'd like it with the ball, but the effort defensively, even though again the conditions weren't great out there, they were probably a bit similar, to Canberra last week. For the Tigers, they scored 40 points down there, so it was a good defensive effort tonight. Like I say, there's some things with the attack. If we had our time over again, we'd endeavour to execute a little bit better. But certainly, the defensive effort was tremendous. As I said, as Hoffy said, there was a couple of little hiccups there in that early in the second half. But other than that, the defence was outstanding.